I grew up in a neighborhood in Philadelphia that was row houses on one side of the block and row houses on the other, and an alleyway in the middle. And there was an amazing sense of community, and it was something that stayed with me. My father was a civil engineer and a project superintendent. He was a charismatic guy, he was driven. He started doing renovations in basements in the neighborhood and eventually a few houses. And then he really hit his stride when he discovered Chester County and was able to buy farmland at a time when housing was really in demand. That early childhood really gave me my sense of community and building community and how the way buildings are arranged makes a difference. It was a time when I realized that living in a well thought out community adds an incredible richness to your life. In 1987, my father was getting a bit older and he had acquired the land that was the first parts of Eagleview. He asked me to come back and start the project. I started to work with the team at Hankin on the design, and ultimately I knew that Eagleview was going to become more than just a corporate center. At Eagleview, we've tried to create a sense of place and a sense of belonging. Building community is not just about the buildings. It's also how neighbors relate to one another. You need to have a diverse mix of housing types. You need natural spaces where kids can explore, but also a town square where you can have events. There's farmers market space, and then there's contemplative spaces and outdoor restaurants, uses that are mixed and trails that connect all of the different uses. When you build the way old towns were built before World War II, where you have density in the center and less as you go beyond it, the more people that move in, the more desirable it becomes. And if you do it over, in the case that we've done over decades, you can create a sense of place. The whole becomes greater than the sum of the parts, and that's when you realize you have community. A long-term vision is what allows you to not make profit the driving force behind what you're doing. There's actually a continuum between for-profit and non-profit, and we've found projects that fall a little bit in that area. One is the Phoenixville Foundry. It was just beautiful old stone building. It was falling apart. It was literally collapsing. Restoring that building was more a labor of love, and now the town has moved forward in its renaissance, and we feel like we were glad to be a part of that. One thing that makes my job very easy is that the ownership team, my brother Sam, my brother Richard, and myself, have a shared vision of patiently building great communities. We've built an incredible team of leaders. I go to engineering and I see what their new project is. I go to the design area and see what they're doing. I look at the operations management and see how well things are being managed. And for me, it's a joy to watch as this organization accomplishes things. In the years going forward, I'm most excited about taking the model we've created at Eagleview and doing it elsewhere in Chester County or elsewhere in the country. We're working on a project in Florida called Tioga Town Center. It's a town center with apartments and restaurants and shops. And over the next 2 or 3 years, we hope to double its size and add to the richness of quality that's already there. Within Chester County, we've finally, over a period of years, assembled about 70 acres surrounding the new train station in Downingtown. It'll be the first transit-oriented development in the region, and we're in the process of designing a mix of apartments and shops and restaurants. It's particularly gratifying to work within an existing community that might have parts of the community that are struggling, and to focus on that and transform that into a beautiful gem within that community. I would hope that I would always be a part of the development side. But I see the company moving forward doing so many great projects because there's a younger generation of leaders within the company. We're reaching beyond the Chester County, Philadelphia area to find the essence of the kinds of projects we want to do. I think we could take what we've learned, and we've learned a lot over decades and decades, and build great communities all over the country.